Thank you.
So
Yes,
there's a lot on my mind, which is connecting. You know, there's a general thing to just, we've been so conditioned to obey authority for thousands of years, whether it's the authority of the church or the authority of the state, that we are almost incapable of realizing when our interests are threatened by whatever authority it is. And we gave in under the COVID thing because we were terrified, we were frightened. And so we succumbed to the propaganda and the lies that we were told. So all that rubbish has got to be got rid of. And, you know, we've had enough of being told what to do when there's no need. There is no need for lockdown. It's left terrible things on children, you know, impact on children.
yeah. Well, all those elements, if we're not united, it's not going to make a difference because it's so complicated. When I try and narrow my presentations down to just a few minutes,
Yeah,
it's such a complicated. But then I realize, no, the strength is that women promoting nonviolence will change the world. We need just these snippets, these sound bites.
yeah, I think it's right because it's women, as I said before, who bring life into being and who care for it. And why should what they do be destroyed by these wars, you know, and all by the
right.
Everything that goes with war, all the sort of suffering of children afterwards and all that sort of thing. So I'm with you in theory. I'm a little bit sort of doubtful of how to do it and whether it will come off. I'm in a doubting phase, but I wasn't in a doubting phase 2 days ago. So
I go up and down through the years. I've been the same. I found a letter that I sent out in 2008. I was going through my files yesterday, and I was saying the same thing that I'm saying now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gone on the roller coaster ride, absolutely, with doubts about myself. I make mistakes, I blunder, I should have done this, I should have done that. But what drives me? Because I see the end. I see it. When the women rise up, it'll change the world. We have to unite now. So perhaps if you could find one sentence that you feel comfortable with about saying that there's a plan that's ready right now, and say that to everyone so that they see you're behind it. That's why I think you're important, because we think alike.
I know we do, but I have very little influence. I have about 1,000 people who follow if I put a new thing up on my website. I don't have millions. I have maybe 1,500 or something like that. So then,
because it's a chain reaction to happen when they see that, oh, there's a plan. If that's the point, if the women leaders, when they take this as their own, wow, watch what happens.
Well, I think you're right. And there are women who are far more experienced in politics than I am, or also in organizational abilities and things.
Yes.
So anyway, what I will do, I mean, I totally agree with you. I'm with you. And I know Liz would be as well, although she's very busy at the moment doing a course, I think, as well as other things.
Oh.
So I will send this letter off. I'll find the original letter that I wrote as well, which I've got somewhere, to her assistant.
Yes, and I'll send what you sent me. I'll just send it back to you.
Yeah, I think I'd like you to do that. But I thought of another thing. As an attachment, will she pay any attention? People don't like attachments.
Oh, I've always debated. Sometimes I send it in both. I write the letter in the email and then I send it as an attachment as well.
Well, I think maybe I'll write the letter in the email.
Yeah.
I can put my headed address and everything into that, but I don't think I'll send it as an attachment because it's people think attachments that they don't know people coming from, they're too risky.
Sure.
For a virus or something coming in.
Sure.
So I'll do that. If you send me the address of her secretary again, okay. I will do that. Or maybe if you can find the letter I sent you that I wrote.
Absolutely. I have it and I'll send it to you.
Okay, that will be fine. So I will do that and we'll just see what happens.
Yep. The other thing that I wanted to mention, you had said a woman in Chile that you know.
In where?
Chile?
In,
Chile?
in Chile, in Chile.
Chile?
Yes, I do know one woman there.
Would she happen to know the former president of Chile, Michelle Bachelet? Is she-
Yes, she might, because there was a women's group that was started there, and I know they were trying to change the parliament. They can, the membership of the parliament to half and half in Chile,
Yes.
and it didn't work. It was turned down.
Would you be so kind as to write to your acquaintance in Chile and ask her to contact me? Plain and simple. Say that there's a plan we're working on. Please contact Andre. It's important. We have
Okay.
an emergency plan is ready.
I hope I can remember her name. It's a long time ago. Contact. And it was Michelle Bachelet.
Yes. She was president twice there.
Okay.
Because she knows the Secretary General very well, and if I can get your acquaintance to contact Michelle, I have to explain to her what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then with your endorsement of the connection, she might say, well, yeah, this is worth contacting Michelle Bachelet. And then the simplicity of it is, please contact Andre. There's an emergency plan for women to rise up, and we need you now.
Okay.
And then the next thing is, when you're talking with Scylla, because I know she's busy, but
Yeah.
you can keep it simple and please just say to her, Andre's plan is huge and it's ready now.
Yeah.
Please contact him.
Okay. Thank you. Because she could send it out to all the women.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
This is the time now for all the top leaders to eventually send out to their constituents and their acquaintances and all their associates. Absolutely. And then we'll get rolling. So I can see it's right there at our fingertips. We're not quite there yet, but it's so right at the fingertips.
Okay, we just need a little bit of a couple of things. I can see that, a couple of links.
Yeah.
And then it would be okay.
Just
Okay, I will do all those things if I can remember the name of the Chilean woman. She
okay.
translated one of my talks on Mary Magdalene into Spanish
Oh, I see.
some years ago, but I should be able to find her, I hope.
There's when I was first trying to go to the UN, the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi was going to go with me, but our advisors that we were talking to said, well, you need the woman leader, and we didn't quite have it, and so that never happened. And now he's since passed away last year.
Mm.
Then when I was going to the Secretary General, I sent a blind letter, they don't know me, to the former Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honorable Kim Campbell. And I got her attention in one letter, and her assistant wrote back and saying, yes, I'm interested, depending on what is the makeup of the meeting and who's going to be there, and so on. So I got her attention in one letter because she did a dais of 25 women at a dinner party speaking about if women ruled the world. It was great. And that was my first study when I first started this. And the outcome was that they just realized that they weren't trying to get rule over anyone. They wanted to rule with.
Yeah.
And then the second main element was that if women ruled, it would be different. We don't know if it'll be better, so we're not saying it'll be better. It'll be different.
It'll be different, yeah.
That came from them. So I got her attention in one letter. I wrote to the former president of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU. She was from Mexico. She is from Mexico. Gabriela Cuevas Baron. She saw what I was doing and she joined me right away. She was on my list to go to the Secretary General in 2018 with me. I'm sorry, in 2020, but it never developed. I had Jonathan Granoff, the founder and president of the Global Security Institute. He's connected to all the Nobel laureates because his organization coordinates all the happenings when they have the Nobel Peace Prize announcements, when they have the big meetings to decide. His organization arranges all of that. And he's against nuclear war. That's his focus. And so I had him ready to join, but it never developed. Now they've gone by. I didn't produce, so I have to be strong if I ever contact them again. It has to be ready. But that's just to give you an idea that everything, the way I look at it, everything is in place, ready to roll once it starts. That's my objective. Get it started. Meet with
it started.
Get it started. That's what I was going to say to Liz today. I was going to say to her in particular, when you're talking to people, please tell them that as if you hired me to be the director of the startup, because that's my specialty.
Of the which room?
When I was going to say to Liz, if she was on with us today,
yeah,
it's going to say that Liz, when you're talking to people, please tell them that, well, you know, I'm not a woman, but Andre is passionate about starting a global movement of nonviolence with women leading. It's not exclusive to women, but we've hired him to be the director of the startup.
Of the which? Of the startup, yeah.
Startup. Because that's what I'm here to do, right? That's every part of my being is to get this started.
Yeah.
Because that's what we need, something different. And just it's evident that Netanyahu or some other crazy person is going to all of a sudden do something crazy, and then we're all in big doo-doo.
Yeah. Okay.
Right now, this is an emergency plan. Those are the words that I'm asking you to say to people. Andre's plan is an emergency plan.
Okay, I'm thinking of one other woman. There was a woman called Barbara Mueller who was married to a wonderful man who became president of Costa Rica, who was vice, what's he called in the UN? What was the one?
Yeah, I can't think of the term.
Robert Mueller, his name was. He was an amazing man. Anyway, his widow is still very active in America, but I tried to get her on board with Liz and I in the beginning, and she was there for a couple of times, but then she sort of faded away. I think it's probably best not to try and involve her because she's got all her own followers, and I don't think it would work to mix them all up with us really yet, maybe later on. But that man was an extraordinary worker for peace and an extraordinary believer in the power of women. And I think that she may have a contact with Guterres, but I'd rather it come through this other way if we can get it that way.
Well, all right. Well, think about it. Maybe it's worth it, just a simple letter to her, say, please contact Andre. The same thing you wrote down in your notes just now.
Yeah.
Be concise and just say, something's happening. There's an emergency plan that's ready. Please investigate it. Contact Andre Sheldon.
Okay, I'll see what I can do, Andre. Send me that letter to the secretary again.
Yes, when we're done here, I'll send it right away.
And then I will get going and do that today.
All right, let me just check and see if anything else that's important right at the moment. So the catchwords are unite the people everywhere.
Or just unite the women?
With the women, women are the, excuse me. Let's see, the way I was saying it before was, it's a plan for women to unite the world. To
Okay,
unite the people everywhere.
plan for women.
The plan is for women to unite the people everywhere.
Okay,
And and then my other highlighted, it's a plan of mobilization and outreach and promotion. Because that's what I was going to talk to Liz about and show her that every single day I have promotions planned around the world. Every single day.
okay. You've already got them sort of lined up, have you?
No, I made the outline, the plan for every day on who it would take. The leader, women leaders would then be the ones to have to endorse that, to say, give me the authority in their behalf to say to all these organizations every day, here's what we need. Here's what the women are asking for. That's my job, is to help communicate, because I know what has to be done. And then all those leaders that I listed, we have to get people. I was going to say to Liz, you have all these people from the Creatrix Convergence and all the people from that you connected with Anne. All those people, maybe they want to participate as one of those leaders in that list. But obviously Liz is going her way. I understand that,
Well, I think she's very busy with several things at the moment, so she just hasn't been able this particular week to pay attention. She is very busy, but I have a meeting with her next Wednesday, I think, with some other women, and I can mention it to them then and see what happens. Yeah, but they're not particularly powerful women. They're simply women who we just meet as a result of that thing last year.
Yes.
They were there listening.
But I need people in those categories to start helping me to be ready when this starts, to say, please, because there's so much, I need people to give me reports. So here, what happened in this category? What happened in this category? What happened in this category? Because once it starts, it's like there'll be a barrage of information. I won't be able to do it myself.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I had two women that worked with me, and when I first went to this UN, they joined me, my right hand and my left hand. And they were grandmothers, but they found time to work with me at that point. And now, after that, they had to step down away because they were, number one, tired. Number two, that their own families, their children, the married, came back to live with them. Both of them had happened to. And they also had illness, so they're not with me now to work with me now. And so they were instrumental in getting me to the point that I did. But now they've gone doing their thing they have to do for their families and their own health. And so I've been searching for my new right hand and my new left hand. It's very important. I have to find them. And that's why as soon as one woman leader joins me to go to the UN, then I can call people and say, now's the time I need you. Look what I have set up.
Yeah.
So it's a chain reaction. Once it starts, it'll just keep rolling like a ball going downhill.
Yeah. Okay.
We have to have fun too, Anne.
Yeah, well, there is a funny side to it, really, because we're two little tiny people taking on something absolutely colossal. If it works, it would be wonderful.
But we can do it.
Yeah, we have to get women on the move, really waking up to everything.
And that is the focus for the meeting with the Secretary General, to say those words. We have to get the women moving. Here's the plan.
Yeah.
All those initiatives, the Arab Spring, they didn't have a plan. They were promoting nonviolence. That was beautiful when the Arab Spring happened.
Yes, it was wonderful.
But they didn't have a long-term plan. Just like now, all the people protesting for Palestine, they don't have a plan. It's going to go nowhere. Then violence can erupt. Even with a plan of nonviolence, violence will erupt, but we'll be setting a precedent. I have the words now. I have the plan. I have the strategy. All that's needed is the women leaders. One, Ela Gandhi, the granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi, told me a long time ago. And Sister Joan Chittister told me the same thing. All I need is one.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Andre, I will do what I can, or I will do what I've said I will do and see what happens.
Very fine. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.